Good morning, everybody. Oh, I'm going to get you up here in the air, man. Sorry about that. Okay, for today, guys and girls, we're going to take a look at how to maintain your fretboard. Oh, man, I really did need to clean up this thing, but okay, that's okay. Come with me, guys. Come with me. I gotta get my tea, you know. You know how I am. I gotta get my tea and I gotta feed the fish. Okay. So. This is how I wake up, guys. It's already almost noon. This is how I wake up. Alrighty. I got my tea going. Let's go look at the fish for a little bit. Man. Oh, man. I need to spend some time on this thing, I gotta tell you. Every day I say, man, I need to spend about 10 or 15 minutes cleaning this up a little bit. And every day I say, hell, I'll do it tomorrow. You guys can watch that fish eat for a little bit while I get things set up over here. Do you see that fish? He knows he's on the camera, man. Look at that guy. He knows. Look at him. He's just over there looking at you guys. Wow. That fish is a star, man. That's a smart fish. He's an angry fish, dude. There was some guppies in there, and him and his buddy. I had another angelfish, about the same size, maybe a little bigger. And they killed all the guppies. They said, we don't want no damn guppies in our neighborhood. Till they killed the guppies. I call them angry fish. Let me see. Alrighty, can you guys see that okay? Alright, so part of being a guitar player is to maintain your guitars. And man, I got crap everywhere. This guitar right here is the first guitar I ever purchased. My very first guitar. And the woman that sold it to me, let's see, what's this say? Okay, this one is manufactured in China. So, the any guitar that comes from China is, I don't want to say anything that would offend somebody, but they're not the best made guitars. Okay, we'll leave it like that. Let me turn this around this way. I don't know, maybe you guys can see it better like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to oil up the fretboard. Now, this guitar here, because I never play it, it never gets any attention. The woman that I bought this guitar from, 16 years ago, I bought this guitar for $125. Okay, it was my first guitar. She said, I'm going to sell this guitar to you under certain conditions. Number one condition is that you take care of it. She said it was her first guitar that she ever had, and that she played it in church. And she was a really nice woman. And let me sit down here. I made her a promise that I would take good care of the guitar. And she also made me promise. Kind of crazy, right? Making me make these promises. She made me promise that I would learn how to play the guitar. Well, let me tell you a little something about me and this guitar. Okay? I played the hell out of this guitar. Oh, man. Once I learned how to do about 3 or 4 chords, I just found me some songs with 3 or 4 chords, and I just played the hell out of it. And then one day I said, I need a better guitar, man. This guitar just isn't quite good enough anymore. So I asked my wife, I said, hey, would you be okay with me buying a new guitar? And she said, oh, I guess. And I was making really good money at that time. I had my own business, and business was booming, man. I couldn't even really find time to play the guitar. My business was just going like gangbusters, man. My phone wouldn't stop ringing. And I said, I would like to go to the guitar store, and I'd like to buy a nice guitar. And I don't know how much that guitar is going to cost, because I don't really know how much nice guitars cost. But I'd like to buy a nice guitar. So we went to the store. We went around Loveland, Colorado. And there were some places where guys were selling like used guitars. And I really didn't know that much about guitars, to be honest with you. I'd done a little bit of research. I knew that Martins were really good and expensive. I knew that Gibsons were really good and expensive. I knew that Taylors were really good and expensive. I knew that I wanted an American-made guitar. I knew that I wanted a cutaway acoustic. And we looked for like a couple of weeks, honestly. We went to different places. Oh, you can't hear me? Really? Let me see if I got a volume up here. Can you hear me better? I'll try to talk more into the microphone. Okay, guys? You can't really see what I'm doing right there either, huh? Let's see if I can get this down a little bit. There you go. Now you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so anyways, what I was saying, man, we went guitar shopping, and it took a couple of weeks. Okay, I looked at some used guitars. I don't know, to tell you the truth, if I did it again, I probably would have bought one of those used guitars. But because I really didn't know what I was doing, I just didn't find anything that I liked, you know. I just didn't like, it didn't like hit me, you know. So, we kept looking, and I actually went to Guitar Center and looked at some guitars. And some old guitar teacher was in there, and he said, hey man, you want a really nice guitar? This little Martin, and it was a little guitar. You know, I don't know what you would call it, but it's a mini, like a little guitar. And he said, this little Martin right here is a really nice little guitar. And he said, don't give them what they're asking. You go up there and tell them that you want to give them, and I don't remember how much he said, but he said, you tell them that you only want to give them a certain amount of money for that guitar, and they'll take it. And I looked at the guitar a little bit, and I said, nah, I'm not really too interested in that little guitar. So we went down the street a little ways to another guitar store. And I checked out some guitars, you know, I looked around. And then I noticed that some guitars were in this little glass area. And so I asked the guy that, there was some kid in there that was selling guitars. I said, why are some of those guitars in that little glass area over there? And he said, they're in that glass area because that is a room where they keep the humidity at a perfect range. And that's why those guitars are in there. And I said, okay, that's cool, man. And my wife still has the picture of me standing there looking at those guitars. And I seen one, and I said, oh, that one there was really nice, man. And I seen the price on it. And I said, ooh, that's expensive, man. And the guy said, you know, if you're going to buy a really good guitar, you're going to spend some money. But that guitar will last you forever. You spend a little bit of money, it'll last you forever. I said, all right, man, that's cool. So I asked my wife, I said, what do you think? You know, and the guy said, do you have credit with us? And I said, I do not. He said, let's run your credit, man, and see how it comes out. So they ran my credit, and he said, yeah, man, you're approved for like $5,000. And I said, oh, really? That's cool. And the guitar that I was looking at was, it was on sale because, okay, they didn't tell me this information. And this might be very helpful for somebody that's going to go look at guitars. They did not tell me. I found out later when I got home. The guitar was 2 years old. But I'm going to text my wife. Okay, so the guitar was 2 years old. It was made in 2013. I bought it in 2015. But it had never been purchased. All right? It had never, no one had ever taken it home. And so it was on sale. Pretty big sale. I don't normally like telling like prices, but I'm going to tell prices just because it might help somebody. They wanted $2,700 for it. Or maybe it was 25. I'm not real sure. 25 or 27. I think maybe it was 27 with taxes. I think that was the total price with the tax was like $2,700. Anyways, it didn't bother me that it was not used. It didn't bother me that it was 2 years old, but I think that they should have told me. That's my way of looking at it. I really think they should have told me that it was 2 years old. So, anyways, bought the guitar, took it home, and, you know, I still to this day, man, I love the guitar. I mean, I've been upstairs playing that guitar for probably the last hour and a half, 2 hours. Every morning when I get up, I have my coffee and I play that guitar. I figure it's pretty important to keep up on every guitar. I try to play, I have 3 main guitars, my Stratocaster, my Acoustasonic, and my Taylor. And I try to play all 3 of those guitars every day. Because different guitars are different, man. In case you guys are wondering, this is oil that you put on your guitar. It's fretboard oil. And can you believe it? I bought this bottle the same day that I bought that guitar. And it's still almost full. So a bottle of that'll last you forever, man. But this is your fretboard, and it's important that you keep it oiled. This is what'll keep it from splitting and from getting all rotted. If you don't put oil on these, and if you're not keeping it at a perfect humidity and you don't keep oil on it, this stuff will start to crack and break out of there. So it's important that you keep these oiled up. It's not going to hurt the strings if you get a little oil on them. Okay, it's not going to hurt it at all. But anywhere where you see like a dry spot, get that oil, work it in. Work it in there real good, okay? Don't over oil it. You don't want to put too much on it. But this thing hasn't been oiled up in a while, so it's pretty dry. I'm really good at putting things off. Oh, and happy Friday to everybody. But I figured, you know, I have a couple of these guitars that I need to do this to. And I need to make a live stream every day. So, I'm going to work on this guitar for a little while. I'm going to clean it up and oil it up. I'm going to show y'all how to do that. I'm going to talk to you about why it's important. Yesterday we talked about keeping your guitar at a certain humidity. Well, that's important, man. It's important to keep your guitar at a certain humidity. You don't want it to be too wet. You don't want it to be too dry. That's how you keep your guitars nice and in good shape. You have to maintain them. They don't maintain themselves, all right? You know, like electric guitars, like the hard body guitars, they don't need as much like attention, but you still have to kind of keep them in a nice area. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about this guy that I grew up with. Jimmy, if you're watching, I don't mean no disrespect. Maybe a little bit. So this buddy of mine, he's been playing the guitar since he was a kid. And I had a dream about this guy yesterday, or last night. And what's crazy thing about the dream is that he was young in the dream. I was old, right? I was in my 60s, but he was young. He was like 16 or 17 again. So that was kind of weird. And he was with his first wife. Shout out to Debbie. Debbie was Jimmy's first wife. And she got lung, I don't know, I think it was breast cancer. She got breast cancer and passed away a few years ago. Oh, cancer will get you, man. That's why the women want to keep up on that. Well, women and men, you want to keep up on your, you know, trying to keep doing those tests, you know, to make sure you don't have cancer. If you catch it when it's really early, then you can most of the time survive it. If you catch it when it's late, then your chances of surviving is not as good. Okay, so anyways, I hadn't seen this guy in a long time. And my wife and I took a trip to New Orleans. And on the way back from New Orleans, we stopped and visited this guy. He lives in southern Kansas, pretty close to Oklahoma. So we stopped to visit this guy. I hadn't seen him in a while. And he has this little shed. It's like a little cabin type deal, right? But it's a shed, but he made it into like a little cabin. And they go out there and he's got it's a pretty good sized little thing, right? And he's got it set up pretty nice. He's got a pool table out there and a TV and all of his like amplifiers, and he keeps his guitars out there and all that crap. Okay, so I picked up one of his guitars and I said, damn dude, this thing is filthy. And the wind blows a lot in Kansas, okay? And you're more than welcome to subscribe to me, man. You can subscribe all you want. Subscribe to me and tell your friends about me. So, anyways, I said, I don't know, man. If it was me, I'd take these guitars inside my house. And I'd clean these things up a little bit because they look bad. They had sand all over them. The fretboards were all like, I don't know, man. The guitars were just, they weren't in good shape. And I would never leave any of my guitars outside like that. I mean, in the summertime, it gets really hot out there. You know, I wouldn't leave my guitars out there like that. So, he told me later that after I left, he said, man, I felt bad when you were saying that about my guitars. And he said, I took them inside. I took them inside after you left, and I cleaned them all up and put new strings on them. And I said, well, that's good, man. That's, you know, I mean, you got to take care of your guitars, bud. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around here. But as you can see, this guitar, it's dirty. It's real dirty. It's been just sitting around on the guitar stand. And then this stuff here, I'm almost out of this stuff. This is stuff that's called, and this is called lizard spit. But, if you can see, this guitar is probably, oh God, I'd say close to 30 years old. If you look at the, I'll wipe that off later. If you look at the serial number, and if you go to like a certain, let's say you go to like Fender website, right? Oh, oh, they're over here. I'm like, what the hell happened to my Q-tips, man? So you want to keep this part here oiled too, right there. This is your bridge. Friend, you can play a beanie. Do I look like I'm going to play a guitar right now? I'm in the middle of doing cleaning up this guitar. Now I forgot what I was saying. I just ramble on anyways. My wife is real good about blocking me out. I'll just be talking and talking and talking. And then later I'll ask her something and she'll say, yeah, or I guess. And I'm like, hey, I just got done spending like a half an hour talking to you about that. And she's like, oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, you weren't listening to me, man. But I get it, man. I get it. I understand. I'm all stoned on CBD oil most of the time, and I just ramble on. Then I might have me a little coffee, get a little caffeine in me, and I just talk like crazy, man. But yeah, this wood over here, it's important that you guys do this. If you guys have some guitars or some girls, anybody that owns a guitar, you got to keep them clean. You got to keep them maintained. Get you a Q-tip. That works really good for getting into those areas where you can't reach it. Um, I'm not even sure if this guitar is playable anymore. Do you see this little part right here? This is your saddle. No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is saddle. This is the bridge. Yeah, I think this is the saddle and this is the bridge. I'd have to look it up again because I forget. Hey, what's going on, man? Let's see, I never used polish on my guitar. Okay, that's all good, man. That's all good. This stuff here is special made for shining up the guitars. Okay, I bought this bottle of, shit, man, it's been a long time. I bought it when I bought my Taylor. What's going on, buddy? But this is called, the name of it is Lizard Spit. Now, I looked it up not too long ago, and you can still buy this stuff. Okay, it's a little expensive. I think there's about $15 for that. And then this here is oil. Okay, it's made out of, okay, it says highest quality fretboard conditioner. I don't know why, but it says available. Oh, yeah, that makes sense, right? The best conditioner available. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry about that. Made in the USA. It removes dirt, stains. But I was thinking, let's see, it's for rosewood, ebony, and Paperio. Not sure about that. I was looking on here one time though, and it said it's made out of like, okay, the price on this is $12.95. It's still on there, and I think the price went up a little bit. But this oil, I'm pretty sure, is made out of like orange or something. I'm trying to see what it's made out of, so I can tell you guys what it's made out of. Oh well, I'm not real sure what it's made out of, but that's what it is, man. It's oil, especially for guitars. And you want to keep them oiled up like that. Okay, so what I was saying is I'm not real sure if this guitar is playable because I'm gonna grab a pick. I took this thing here, the plastic part. Oh, linseed oil. I think a lot of different kinds of oil is okay, but I would be careful just putting certain oils on your guitar. I really like this stuff here. It does a really nice job, and it stays for a long time. And petroleum, this is the only thing I can see is it says it contains petroleum. But I was thinking at one time, maybe when I Googled it, or maybe when I looked it up, it said that it said, I'm pretty sure it said it had like orange oil in it, but I'm not for sure. All right, we're gonna check this guitar out. But like I was saying, when I got the guitar, the strings were up way too high. Way too high, man. And I took this little piece here, I took it out and I sanded it down a little ways so that I could lower the strings. Well, I got a little carried away on it and I sanded it down a little too much. So the strings are honestly a little bit too low now. What the hell? G to E. There it is. There's the A. I don't know why, but it's showing an A. I mean an E. Come on, you stupid thing. It's not showing the right. Come on, Snark. Don't let me down, dude. Don't let me down, brother. You're on a live stream. Don't let me down. Oh man. Okay. It doesn't want to show up an E. It wants to show up an A. It wants to show up an E. Now it's showing up A. I know I'm close to that A. I can hear it. Okay. There's your E. There's your A. There's your D. I mean, it's not too badly out of tune. I like to keep my guitars cleaned up and in tune. I don't even know what gauge of strings are on here. I'd imagine probably 11s or 12s. All right. Luckily, yeah, it's playable, man. Luckily, when I did that, when I took this piece out and I sanded it down, I made it way too low, so the strings would fret out, man. When you went to go fret the strings, they just make like a buzzing noise. But there was an extra one. There was an extra one in the bag. This thing came in a bag. They call it, I guess, like a gig bag, they call it. There was an extra, I'll put this over here. There was an extra one of these deals in there. So I did it again, I sanded it down. But I made sure I went a little bit at a time. But just out of respect for my guitars, you know, even if they're not an expensive guitar, I like to keep them clean and oiled and tuned, because that's just what you should do, man. That's how I see it, anyways. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. I'm trying to get the dust off of it. It just sits around here. I have it on one of those holders, guitar holders, that's sitting on the, or that's screwed it to the wall. So, but like I say, I like to take it down every once in a while and wipe it off. I mean, it's still a nice looking, it's still in very good shape. I think I made one ding on it since I've had it. So don't, I want to be careful, man, because I don't want to ding it up. I promised Molly I'd take care of it. That girl's name is Molly. And she wrote out a little receipt saying that I bought that guitar on a certain day for a certain amount of money. Excuse me, y'all. And I got that piece of paper framed. So that's a very important thing, man. I know exactly when the day that I bought my first guitar. Let me see here. Okay. You have to be really, really super, super careful with guitars because, man, you can bang them up really so easy. And the ceiling is very low in here. And plus it's got the vents from the furnace or from the air system. So I have to be really super careful. Okay. All right. We'll call this guitar Molly because that was the girl that sold it to me. Her name was Molly. All right, there you go, man. This guitar is really old. It really is. And it's in almost perfect condition. Almost perfect. All right, Molly, you rest over here, okay? I got another one to do. All right, this is my Martin guitar. The story behind this guitar. Okay, so I was getting to where I could play the guitar fairly good. I was getting to where I could play, you know, a little bit. I knew some chords and everything. And I was getting, you know, a little brave about playing the guitar. And I had a customer. I had a business where I went to people's houses and worked on their drains. And I had a customer that played the guitar. And we were talking about guitars when I was over there working at his house. And about a week or so after I went to his house, you know, he had my number, right? Because I was in business, so he knew my number. Now on the top part of this wood, I don't put any oil on this headstock. I don't really know what kind of finish this is up here, but I don't put oil on this here. I just clean it up with the rag. So there's nothing underneath that. Okay, there's nothing underneath that sack. Unless I put it underneath there. Like I said, I took one and I sanded it down, but I sanded it down too much. I don't think that I put something underneath there. I think there was an extra one, and I did that one, but I was more careful about it. I didn't realize that when you start sanding on those, that a very little bit does a lot. You know what I mean? I didn't realize that until it was too late. But, yeah. I don't really think there's anything underneath there, but there could be. But there wasn't nothing from the factory. Now, I've stolen a few parts off of that guitar. I don't think it was for this guitar, though. You see these little plastic deals? These little plastic, there's like plastic washers right here in between those. I had a couple of them break. It could have been this guitar, honestly. It could have been. But I took some off of that old Fender and put them somewhere on one of these guitars. I think it was my Taylor that they broke on, to be honest with you. Okay. Okay, so let me finish telling you my story. I always got a lot of stories. This customer of mine, he called me up because I told him, hey man, I just bought a Taylor, you know. And he said, oh, I'd love to see that guitar. I'd love to play it. I'd love to see it and I'd love to play it. I'm like, I don't know about that shit. I don't really like people messing around with my guitars too much. So anyways, I said, all right, man, well, you know, he said he played like in a band, him and some other guys, they had a little band. And he'd only been playing the guitar for about maybe 4 or 5 years. He was a really super nice guy. Really nice man. Anyways, About a week later, he called me up and he said, "Hey, man, me and my guys are getting together this weekend. I was telling them about your Taylor, and we all want to see that guitar. And why don't you come on over, and we'll play a little bit and see where you're at with your guitar playing and all that." And I said, "Yeah, okay, that sounds good, man." And I told my wife, I said, "I'm not taking my Taylor over there. I'm not doing that. Because I don't want all those guys playing around with my guitar." So I made up some excuse, I don't want to, I can't go, this or that. I got to go do this or that, or I'm busy, I got company, something. Okay, so I told my wife, I said, "Oh, man, I didn't think about that shit. I didn't think about that crap, Now I got this really nice guitar, but I really don't want other people touching it." So I said, "I need a different guitar." And then we were going to go out to the park or to the lake, and I said, "Man, I don't want to take my Taylor out there. And the flies are going to crap on it and everything, and the wind's going to blow, and I'm going to get dirt on it." So I told my wife, I need something that's kind of okay, nicer than the Fender, but not as nice as the Taylor. So I went out and bought this thing. What model is that? Mike, what's going on, brother? This is let me take a look and see. It's a D something. It's a D16 RGT. Made in Pennsylvania, made in USA. Looks dirty in there, man. I need a little guitar vacuum. So, anyways, I found this guitar on Craigslist. Now, you want to hear something trippy? I went over there to meet this guy. He lived in a town about 20 miles from where I lived. I went over there to meet this guy, and he said, "I played this guitar in church." And I said, "Wow, that's a trip, man. The Fender I bought, the lady played in church. Now this guy says he plays this in church." And I said, "Pretty freaky, man." Okay, this guitar doesn't have no electronics. I think I missed some dust up there. It doesn't have any electronics on it. But he said he was putting a microphone in front of it and playing it like that. And it was really hard to play like that. So he bought himself a new Gibson. And I went ahead and bought this guitar. Now, I will tell you how much I paid for it, just so you guys know. He wanted $875 for it. And I had already looked it up, because I asked him what the model number was, how old it was, all that good stuff. I asked him all that on the phone. So I looked it up before I went over there. These things sell for about $1,500 new. So at $875, and that included the case. Okay, a case is worth about $200 or $300 depending on what brand it is and what the condition of it is. The case was like new. It had no nicks, no scratches. The guitar's in good shape. So I said, "Yeah, man, I'll do that. I'll do that, man. I'll give you $875. But I don't play it that much. I don't. I used to. I mean, for a long time, that was kind of my go-to guitar for a long time, man. Is this one here? I like to go, when I lived in Colorado, I like to sit outside on the porch. Well, I had a little patio in the back with a little gazebo that we bought. And I like to sit out there and play my guitar. So anyways, my neighbors would smoke weed, and that weed would come over. everybody to their own, man. You know? I've seen some Fenders that were really super nice. And, like I said, when I bought my Taylor, I didn't really know a lot about guitars. I just knew that it was a good brand, and you know what I mean? I don't think I'd buy another Taylor, to be honest with you. It's not made as strong as a Martin, I can tell you that. And I'm pretty sure that there are some really nice Fender acoustics. I'm pretty sure there are. One of my customers that I got to be friends with that plays a guitar, Thane, little shout out to Thane. Thane, if you see this, thinking about you, brother. He had an Epiphone acoustic. And he said, this right here is the best sounding acoustic guitar I've ever played, man. He said it's very nice guitar and it sounds so good. So, you know, I mean, I think a lot of guitars are really good. And I have another friend, Junior. Hey, Junior, what's up, dude? Junior is a bass player, but he does play good. He mainly plays like an acoustic, but he's a bass player in a band. And he's got this old guitar. I don't even know what brand it is, man. All right? It's a pretty cheap old guitar, but he can play the hell out of that guitar. So it ain't always about how expensive the guitar is or what brand it is, you know? If you can play the guitar, you can play about anything. There's a video I seen one time with Jack White. You guys know who he is? He's a really good guitar player. He took and strung a string on a board. I think it was a board. I'm not very sure. It's been a long time since I've seen that video. But he put a couple of strings on a board and was playing it. So, yeah. Oh, I just like to keep these things oiled up, man. Like I say, to me, that's how you keep it maintained. Now, I usually don't do this until I change the strings on a guitar, but I don't feel like changing any strings today. The strings on this guitar are old, I can tell you that right now. They are old. They've been on here for a few years. And I put on 12s because I was using this guitar to like play with the slide. Yeah, we'll keep using that end. It looks good still. I was using this one to play a slide, like Delta Blues, Delta Slide. I had a course on that. So I made this my dobro. When we moved out here, the day that we had the closing on our house, the house that we sold in Colorado, okay, so we had the house totally empty. And we were going to close on our house in Colorado. And, well, we actually did. We did everything I'm saying. We closed on our house in Colorado. And then from there, I mean, we took the U-Haul truck. We had a U-Haul truck, a trailer with our car on it, and our van. Okay, we took the van to the closing. Well, I had my guitars in the van. All right, well, wouldn't you know it, it got really cold, and it snowed the night before. Now, I didn't put my guitars in there until we left the house, right? That was one of the last things I put in the van, was my guitars. But when we were in closing, it got super, super cold. And I was sitting there in closing the whole time thinking, man, I need to bring those guitars inside or something, man. I don't like them out there, sitting out there in that van. It's really cold outside. Well, I did notice, like, after we got to Kansas, because from there we just, after we closed on the house, we went back to where we had, you know, our old house. We didn't go back inside. We just got in the U-Haul truck and took off and drove to Kansas. Okay, so 10 hours later, we got to Kansas. I had a hotel reserved, you know, and I got the guitars inside the hotel, and they've been out there in the cold. Well, you know, my wife drove the van, okay? Well, she had the heater on and everything. But I noticed later that the Taylor had a crack in the bridge. I don't know if that was from that night or from that day, or if I just never noticed it before. But I do think that the Martins are built stronger. I gotta get some more of this stuff, man. There are a lot of different brands of guitar polish, but I do like that brand a lot. I never used another brand, but I do like this one. It puts a real nice shine on it. So you guys go get your guitars and get them shined up, man. Shine them up, tune them up. See how this one has like a little bit of, has a little bit of stuff right there. Probably from when I was playing it. If you love your guitars, you gotta show them. You gotta show them some love, man. I played this guitar so much that I made a shiny spot on here. The finish on this guitar is really kind of weird. It's like a dull kind of finish. All right, guys. I think that's shined up pretty good. What do you think? See, you can bang those things up real easy, man. Really, really easy to bang up a guitar. As you all know, when you put in that little nick or that little ding, that's in there forever. I dropped this guitar one day. I had it leaning up against something, which was, I knew at the time that I did it. I said, man, that's not a smart thing to do. You know, take the time to pick it up and put it on a guitar stand. And I told myself, well, I'm just going to leave it there just for a minute while I go do something. And, yep, it did. It fell. It fell, and it fell into something. I don't remember what it was, but it fell into something. And it made a dill right here where it hit. So, anyways, now I'm getting that oil on my tuner. All right, let's see where we're at with this thing. But I do think that the Martin guitars are made stronger than Taylor. I tuned this thing not too long ago, actually. There you go. right, that guitar is done. It's all cleaned up, polished up, oiled up, and ready to roll. All right, we got one more. We got one more guitar to do. Okay. All right, I went into a pawn shop one time in Loveland. I was looking for a soul to steal. I was in a bind and I was way behind. All right, dude, check it out. So I went into a pawn shop one time in Loveland. I was looking for an electric guitar. Because like I said, I had these acoustics. I had no electric guitar. So I wanted an electric guitar and I wanted an amplifier. I bought this guitar right here. It's an old guitar. At first I thought it was a Gibson. I was pretty excited, right? It's an Epiphone. Okay. But you can see, it doesn't have no binding or nothing on it. All right. But I liked the way the guitar looked, and it was in pretty good shape. And he had a little amplifier. I need to cut that off of there. That shit looks dangerous, man. He had a little amplifier. I don't like the way that string's sticking out there. That looks dangerous. I don't know where that went. Okay. So, anyway. He had this guitar and a little amplifier. A Belgium, Behringer? I don't know. You guys probably know. I never played one of those guitars, but I know what you're talking about. I've seen them around a lot. The Takamine guitars, I've seen those a lot. Someone tried to sell me one of those one time. Those Takamine guitars. Garth Brooks plays one of those. So, like I said, I know there's a lot of different guitars out there that are like really good. You guys ever notice the guitar that James Taylor uses? So, I'm a big James Taylor fan, man. I love that dude. I love the way he plays the guitar, too. It's just like kind of different than anyone else. But I seen his guitar that he was using, and I said, I never seen that brand of guitar. I want to check that out and see what that is. So I just looked into it, and the guitar that James Taylor uses, a guy makes those guitars. One guy makes those guitars at his house. I think at his house. I'm not for sure if it was at his house or if he has a little area, you know, where he makes them or not. I don't know about that. But it's a guy that makes those guitars. And it had like a O on the, I think it's like a O on the top of it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Alvarez isn't a Yari. I don't know, man. Like I said, guys, I'm not going to buy any more acoustics. I got enough acoustic guitars. I was thinking about buying a Gibson Gold Top. But I don't know. I'd rather have, to be honest with you, just me, I'd rather have another Stratocaster. I like to find an older Stratocaster, like at a guitar store or a pawn shop, and then like puts all new parts in it. Or just buy one that you know, the Stratocasters, mine at about $1,500, $1,600. That's the bottom of the American-made Stratocasters, and I noticed that they went up, clear up to about 5,000. So there's definitely a huge difference in the difference in different Stratocasters. There's definitely a huge difference. I imagine they use better wood, they use better parts. But for right now, I'm working on getting. I'm going to buy a little amplifier, and then I'm going to buy a couple of speakers, some Bluetooth speakers. So that's going to take me a little while, and then I still want to buy that. I still want to get my my pedal, my wah pedal, the Mick Ronson. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit not paying attention to what you guys are saying right now. It's very interesting, Mike. That's very interesting. Now, Mike here, for those of you that don't know Mike, him and I have been buddies for a while. This guy has a lot of knowledge. Right, Mike? Mike has a lot of knowledge when it comes to everything related to music and guitars. He's got a bunch of guitars. He's got a bunch of speakers. He knows a lot. So if you guys want to ask this guy some questions, when I first started doing my live stream, when I first had the idea to do the live stream, my hope was to get some guys that are really into guitars, right? Because I'm very limited around the area where I live of people that have guitars and people that want to talk about guitars. So I love to talk about guitars, you know. I love to look at the guitars. Ooh. Something was making like a weird sound. I think it was my chair. I'll finish this up, man. It just, I've been wanting to do this, and I keep putting it off, and I'm like, damn, I really do need to get this stuff oiled. I'd say it's been a couple of years since I put oil on all of these guitars. It's been at least a couple of years. Time goes by real fast, man. Well, one thing I will say about guitars, and this guitar here, this Epiphone, and I'm not trying to, don't get me wrong, man. I'm not trying to put nothing down, okay? I think that every brand of guitars, you know, is worthy, worthy of playing, all right? But when you pick this guitar up and you start playing it, you can definitely feel that it's not an expensive guitar. How's that? How's that for a way of saying it to be respectful? Okay? You can definitely tell that it's not an expensive guitar. But it plays. I've always thought that if I found a kid around, you know, the area where I live here, if I found a kid that wanted to learn how to play a guitar and his parents couldn't afford a guitar, that I would give this to that kid. or at least let him use it. And I thought I was going to give it away one time. There was a guy in a nursing home that said that he was really super bored in the nursing home, and that he would love it if he had a guitar. And I said, you know what? I got an old guitar that I give you, and then I'll stop once a month and I'll give you some lessons. And, you know, you don't have to hook it up to an amplifier, and you can play it, and it's pretty quiet, and you should be okay to play it, you know, like in your room. And, I went back to talk to the guy a couple of weeks later, and I kind of picked up on something that I said, okay, now I see why he's in here. He wasn't like, it's a nice way of saying it. His elevator didn't go all the way to the top. You know what I mean? He was a little bit shy. A couple of bricks of a full load. And I said, no, I'm not going to give this guy my guitar because he ain't going to do nothing with it. And then it's going to end up being either in the trash, or one of those girls that work in here is going to take it home to one of their kids. I said, no, I'm not doing that. So anyways, I still have the guitar, man. It does need new strings. It hasn't had new strings put on it in a long time. But I don't mess around with this guitar too much. I keep it because, honestly, I keep it because I'm hoping someday I'll find a kid that wants to learn how to play the guitar. And they can either use this guitar while I'm teaching them how to, you know, showing them a few things, or they can take this guitar home with them. And if they really showed a lot of interest and they really were learning, hey man, is this thing supposed to be loose like that? That's kind of strange. I've never seen that before on a guitar. This thing is dirty, man. It's been sitting around for a while. Those things supposed to be loose like that, Mike? Willie Nelson's son has an old Gibson that looks like this guitar. It looks a lot like this guitar. And he plays the hell out of that thing. I mean, Willie Nelson's son is a very good guitar player. Let's see if I got any more Q-tips. You guys ever seen Willie Nelson's son play? He's a way better guitar player than Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson's a trip, man. Shout out to Willie, man. I'll put a video up today, man, of me playing On the Road Again. But how could you have that much money, right, and only play one guitar? Trippy, man. All right, all right, all right. I'm going to save that. Okay. All right. Like I say, I like to keep them clean. I like to keep them oiled. I like to keep them tuned up. This thing's got oil everywhere now. Okay, let's check and see how we are with tuning it. But this little guitar does have some issues. When you're trying to turn the volume up, you get a little bit of static. So some of these little potentiometers, I know I'm not saying that right, but some of those need to be replaced. But I'm not going to take the time to do that. Okay, E, A, D, G, B, E. All right, man, we're in tune. All right. Okay. Now we're good. We're good for a while, man. Now I got that damn oil all over me. Okay. The place where my wife works, she works at a hospital. They were throwing this table out. You see it? They were throwing it out, giving it away, throwing it out. They were going to break it up into pieces and throw it in the dumpster. And my wife asked me, she sent me a picture and she said, "Do you want this table? They're going to throw it in the trash." And I said, "Nah, I don't really want it." And then she said, "It'd be really good to work on your guitars." And I said, "Well, let me come and look at it." So I went down and I said, "Hell yeah, I'll take that thing, man. That'd be perfect for working on my guitars." It's a heavy duty thing, man. We took it apart, took the legs off of it, and put it in a van and brought it home. But yeah, it's perfect for working on guitars. Okay. Ooh, I got a bunch of crap over here, guys. Let me throw this in the trash. I'll be right there. Well, see, I got my guitars all polished up. I'm gonna do my Acoustasonic. I'm gonna do it later, maybe tomorrow or something. I gotta make some adjustments on this stand. Hang on. Ah. Hang on. I got it to where it won't fit over here right now. All right. Come with me, guys. Come with me. All right. Let's get you back down to normal. All right. Let's see what's happening here. Hey! Oh, on those pickups, I'm not gonna worry about it too much, man. I never play that guitar, never. Like I say, the only reason I keep it. Whoa, what's going on, man? Free Palestine, okay. You're free. Get the hell out of here. You're free. Take off like a bird. Fly like an angel. Is that how it goes? Fly, oh, eagle. Fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle. Get the hell away from me. I just wrote some new songs, man. Now I'm a songwriter, brother. Okay. Anyways. Like I say, I'm saving that guitar because one of these days I'm going to find a kid that is interested in playing a guitar. And I'm going to give him that guitar. he has to show me that he's serious, and then he's starts learning. And if I see that he's learning and he's serious, I'm going to give him that guitar and that little amplifier. Oh, excuse me. So that's why I'm saving that guitar. Okay. Let's see what we got going on over here. What are you up to today, Mike? No work today? What kind of pedal do you have for making fuzz? Do you have like a muff or a fuzz face, or what do you got? Mike, you still with me? What kind of cables do you use? Do you have a certain brand of cables that you like? That's another thing, man. Cables. Let me use my other tuner. Hang on a minute. So, when I was putting together my pedal board, when I was, oh, you like the Gator ones? Yeah, they seem to be good cables. Well, since my guitar is a Fender, and since my pedal board is a Fender, and my power supply is a Fender, I was looking around at Fender cables. I done a little research on some of them, and I got the I'm on the wrong I was on the wrong string. I got some Fender cables that are like tweed, and they got gold tips. And I didn't want to spend a ton of money. I'm still very much in the learning stage. So anyways, that's what I bought. I bought these right here with the gold tip. These are like the Fender Premium. I was a little bit shocked when I started looking at cables. When I started looking at cables and the different prices, I was a little bit shocked to see how much money you could put into a cable. Yeah, I got these mainly because they were not that expensive. And I'm trying to finish putting my pedal board together. I probably won't put those for the patch cables. I probably won't do that. But I will buy some more of these Fender cables because I like them. The quality of them seems like they're really good. But I do understand that there are some that are very expensive. I do understand that. I was looking at, if you Google like what cables do certain people use, and I Googled like what cables does Joe Bonamassa use, because there's a video of him showing like his cables and his pedal board and all that. And the cables that this guy uses, I don't really know the brand right now, but they are out of the world crazy expensive, man. For like a 20-foot cable is about 300 bucks. They're like crazy expensive. Okay, if you're like a millionaire, 300 bucks ain't nothing. But if you're a broke ass old man like me, that's a lot of money. I don't have any problems with these cables at all. And I had really cheap cables that I bought, at music stores. I had really cheap ones, like, I don't know, just really thin and cheap. And after I got my pedal board, I said, I spent that much money on pedals and the pedal board and the power supply. I really should put a little bit of money into my cables. So I went with the Fender Deluxe Tweed, and they sound okay. I have no problems with them. Yeah, they're all right, man. They're good. Yeah, man, they're good. Um, there might be a time in my life uh, where I say, I got a little extra money. I might, buy some better cables. But for right now, I'm cool. I'm an old man sitting down in my basement. I'm good for now, man. Um, yeah, I'm good for now. I plan on making money on my guitar later. Like, I plan on getting monetized on YouTube, and I plan on making money. And I plan on traveling around and playing at nursing homes and charging them. And I'm still in the learning process. So maybe in 3, 4 years from now, I start making a little money. I'll start getting a little nicer stuff. But for now, I'm good where I'm at. I got to hustle up these nursing homes. um, yeah. If I make enough money off of YouTube, I won't charge the nursing homes. I'll just travel around and play for free. I'm gonna tell them, like, if you want to donate like a gift card or something, so that we can eat, or maybe I don't know, maybe get gas or something, you can donate some money to us. If you want to give me like a $50 gift card or something, that's cool. But if I don't make enough money off of YouTube and I'm traveling, $5. $5 will be cool, man. $5 is better than no dollars. That's how I look at it. Um, um, you got to have money, man. If you're traveling around, you just got to have money. Oh, yeah, man. You like that 11 rack? You want it? I'll sell it to you, man, for a good price. So the 11 rack works great. I bought it used from Guitar Center. And here's the problem with the 11 rack. It's a lot of work. It takes more work to try to find. You have to find the right setting, and then you have to make adjustments. And you got one? All right, cool, man. Do you have the software where you plug it into the computer? Because from what I understand, that's where this thing really shines, is when you have the software and you plug it into your computer. Then you can like record off of it, and you can make the changes on the computer, like change the pedals, change the settings. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like this little Mustang. It in with. It's kind of like this little thing right here. Only I have an app on my phone, so I can see like what pedals, and how to adjust it and everything. On this, you can't really see it like on the screen. You just have to try to do it, on the 11 rack, which makes a lot of work. You know, if you go to a preset and you're not real happy with that preset and you want to try to adjust something, it's real hard to adjust it. For me anyways, I found myself spending more time messing with this thing than playing the guitar. So, yeah, I mean, I had high hopes for it, man, but it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I kind of like having the pedals because you know exactly what you got. You can see like the knobs, how to adjust it, and they're right there. It's quick, it's easy, and it sounds good. Yeah, see, you guys that know like a lot about computers, you can mess around with stuff like this. I'm not good with computers. I don't even like really going messing with my computer. That's I only go onto my computer when I need to pay a bill. There's certain bills that I have like I forget the password, but the password's in my computer. So like if I want to buy something at JCPenney's and I want to make a payment, I'd go into my computer and I can make a payment like that. But I don't even really like going onto my computer to put videos on there. It takes up a lot of time, man. You sit down and you start playing with the computer, and next thing you know, man, an hour went by. So, and it's crazy, man, how fast time goes by. Like already, I've been live streaming for an hour and a half now. And that seems a little crazy to me. I'm practicing the song "Smoke on the Water." And I've been practicing it for about probably a month now. And I mean, I practice it like 3 or 4 times a day, right? I don't just sit there and play "Smoke on the Water" like all day. I don't do that. I'll play it like 3 or 4 times, then I'll go play some other stuff. Then the next day I'll do it 3 or 4 times, you know. But I'm getting to the point where I'm almost ready to make a video. And then, I lost what I was saying, man. But anyways, man, yeah. Oh, the time gets away from you. Like the next thing I know, it's time for my wife to come home. And then when my wife comes home, I go to the rec center and I exercise for about an hour. And then when I come home, it's already like 5 or 5:30. And then she starts dinner. I come down here and I play with my my headphone amplifier for about an hour. And then she texts me and says, "Dinner's done." And when I get done eating dinner, I'm done. I'm wiped out, man. I don't know what it is, but I didn't used to be that way, but I am now. When I get done eating dinner, I'm done, man. It's very hard for me to try to pick up a guitar after I've eaten supper. It's just very hard, man. I feel tired. It's hell getting old, Mike. I'm going to tell you that shit right now, brother. It's hell getting old. All right, we're going to go check on the dog because I hear him jumping around up there. And like I say, man, my dog's a little asshole. He'll shit on the floor. He'll say, "Here you go. You don't want to let me outside? Take that." Smoke on the water. All right, cool, man. Cool, brother. I know you know a lot about guitars, man. I wished I lived closer to you, man. You could teach me a lot of stuff. I know you could. I like learning, man. The guy that I took... Oh, Mike, I want you to look this dude up, man. His name is Griff Hamlin. He's the guy that I bought a lot of courses from. And he has a couple of albums. The latest one is "I'll Drink to That." Oh, a Behringer mixer into my computer. Oh, that's cool, man. Right on, right on. Learning never stops. I got you, brother. Well, I got probably, I would guess, around 10 courses. And there's a lot in those courses that I didn't learn. You know, I just kind of go through them, right? And I get them, like the meat out of them. You know, like the main thing that you're trying to learn. But there's a lot in those courses that I didn't go over. And then I have probably another 15 courses that I have just digital, where I don't have a book or anything. Come on, Frankie, let's go outside. Come on. So I have tons and tons of stuff that I can learn. But you guys that are listening to me right now, go check out Griff Hamlin. Take a listen to some of his music. Go on, bud. He's a really good guitar player, and his music is really good. I like it a lot. I gotta try to come up with something to eat, man. He has some really good courses. You guys are more advanced. You guys probably don't need any courses, but man, you guys are really into this stuff. What I really need right now is that little amplifier. The little amplifier that I'm looking at, it has the same app as the headphone amplifier. So, and it's a 50-watt amplifier. It's got one 12-inch speaker. And the amplifiers, it's one that you could carry around, okay? It's only like, it's not quite 26 pounds. I think it's like 25 point something. So the amplifier I have downstairs is too big. I need one that's small enough that I can put it in the car, you know, and take it somewhere. So I done a lot of research, man, and I found this. This has from the app, where there's tons of pedals and tons of amplifiers, and you can swap out pedals and you can make adjustments. It's kind of like the 11 rack, only a smaller thing, and you can make adjustments and then save that adjustment. So, you know, not having to have pedals is going to be a big thing, man. So anyways, I'm looking forward to getting that amplifier. I'm going to probably get it next month, I think. I told some of the nursing homes where I play that I don't want to play until spring. Well, spring's almost here, man. Wow, you guys are really high tech, man. I don't even know what that is you're talking about. Where you guys are talking about, like, it's like things like the 11 rack, kind of like that, but it's different. But what's an interface? Is that like something you stack? Like it looks like a DVD player kind of deal, like a receiver? Is that what an interface is? I'll have to take a look, man. I'll have to look that up later. Kinda, yeah, okay. And you use it for like recording? Or do you use it for playing? I'll have to do some research on that and take a look at it. I think, for me, I don't know, man. Right at the point where I'm at right now, I don't think I need one. Right? If you don't know what the hell an interface is, you probably don't need one. Am I right? You plug your guitar into it, yeah, okay. And then you plug it in the computer. Oh, for recording, okay. Yeah, I'm not really into that kind of stuff too much, man. My dog's chilling out here in the sun. It's really nice outside today, man. Spring is coming. Spring is coming real fast. Hey, you guys want to see something crazy? Check out my Marge. Look at, where's it at? Hang on. Do you see it? Right there? That's one of those Chia Pets. They had it on a clearance shelf in Walmart for like 10 bucks. And I told my wife, I said, hey man, I never done a Chia Pet. You want to do a Chia Pet? I think I'm gonna make me a corn dog. Make me a corn dog, man. We were at a place one time, and this guy was selling funnel cakes. Right, it was like one of those food trailers. And I said, all right, we'll take a funnel cake. And then I looked on the sign and it said corn dogs. And I said, hey man, I'll take a corn dog. Because I wanted one like where they put it in the batter, you know, and deep fry it, right? That shit's good, right? And this dumbass pulled out a frozen, I seen him. You know, I was watching what he was doing. He pulled that corn dog out of like a freezer. And then he took he microwaved it for a little bit, and then he tossed it in the oil and fried it up for a little bit. And I didn't really care for that too much. I said, that's kind of a ripoff, man. It's just something quick. Come eat that, Frankie. Come on. It's just something quick to eat, man. I gotta put some food in my stomach. There we go. All right. Do you guys have dogs? Oh no, you're a bluegrass guy, man. I love bluegrass music. I went when I was. You ever been to Silver Dollar City? You ever been there, man? In Branson, Missouri? I know you guys are talking about something else, but if you guys ever get a chance to go there, check it out, man. You'll see a lot of people playing acoustic guitars, a lot of bluegrass music. A lot of bluegrass music, man. That's funny. I went to this guy's house one night to work on his sewer. He called me at night. His sewer was backing up. And I get there, man, and he's got a bunch of guitars and a bunch of equipment. And I had just started. That's cool, man. I like the mandolins too. Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to Silver Dollar City, it's in Missouri. It's in Branson, Missouri. And that's what that place is mainly about, is bluegrass, country. They have shows. You know, you can go watch different shows. The Silver Dollar City is an amusement park. But in Branson itself, there's a lot of different shows that you can go to. There's a lot of country people that have places where you go and you can drink and then you can watch them play. But anyways, this old guy had a lot of equipment. I said, hey man, what do you do? And he said, my daughter and I, we travel around and we play in bluegrass festivals. And I said, oh, I love the way the banjo sounds. And he said, really? He goes, I got a banjo right here, man. And he pulled it out and he started playing all kinds of stuff on that banjo. I love listening to banjos, man. They sound really way cool. A beautiful ribbon mic. Do you guys sing? I take it that you guys do sing. My singing sucks, man. If people tell me sometimes I should try singing, you know, instead of just playing along with the music, and I tell them if I started singing, man, people are going to get up and leave. Some people can sing, Some people can't sing. Not me singing. That's what I do, man. I play along with the music and then I sing a little backup. But I don't do it in public. I haven't done it in public yet. I do plan on doing it in public later, but I haven't yet. I see a couple of people I'm not trying to ignore you guys when you're talking about this stuff, but I really don't know what it is you're talking about. Again, I haven't gotten to that point yet. But what I do want to say is this. I know a guy that makes videos and he sings. And the singing's not very good. But the last video that he put out, his voice sounds good. And I think that what he's doing is he's using AI to make the voice sound better. Because he went from being a horrible, horrible singer to now sounding pretty good. And I think that's just, I don't think that's real possible to do that. You know, if you, and I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong. But he went from having a really bad voice to now not sounding bad at all. What do you guys think about that? I mean, the only thing I can say is that if someone does that to make videos, I guess that's your thing, but it's not going to save you, man, when you go out to play. I don't think so, man. His voice was real bad. I just don't, I mean, I guess it's possible, but within a couple of months, you know, if you watch some of his videos, you say like, oh, that voice is not good at all. But now it's like, that's weird. His voice got a lot better. I don't know. I look at it like this, to be honest with you. I try not to judge nobody. I don't really want people judging me. And I try not to judge people. I think, you know, you do your thing, I'll do my thing. But, yeah. You know, it's not my business, man, honestly. But people are using AI. When you do editing on your video, and I know because I tried it one time, not on singing, but on my voice. When you like make a mistake on a video and you want to edit out that part, well, you can fill that part in with AI, and it makes your voice, it makes your mouth move, and it makes the voice of something that you didn't do. So you can sing real bad and then have AI fix it. As a matter of fact, I seen a deal where YouTube is like catching on to people doing that. They're saying like, I don't remember, it's like a new rule they have about doing that. That they'll take your video down or something. That's cool, man. You guys are like chatting it up. AI is getting crazy. Yeah, man. I seen some kid one day playing a guitar, right? some chubby little kid. And he was like killing it, man. I mean, just killing it. And I watched him a little bit and I said, that shit ain't real, man. That kid don't look like he could play like that at all. And I watched the kid play for the whole song. I said, nah, man, he didn't make not one mistake. I said, no, that's not real. I think if you play a little bit, or even if you just hold the guitar, you can make a video with AI, and it'll make you play just like the person that played the song originally. And YouTube's kind of catching on to it, man, and they're like making new rules now. I don't sing. I play along with the music. You guys have probably seen me. And I feel kind of bad sometimes because people think that I'm singing. They'll send me a message and they'll say, man, you got a good voice. You sound just like that guy. I laugh and I say, I'm not singing. I never tell people that I'm singing. Never. I just say, I'm not singing. I don't know if these people are blind or what the hell's going on, but my dog started doing this shit, man, where I feed him and he don't eat it. He won't eat the food I feed him. And then you have to go around and try to find some food that he'll eat. And then he'll eat it for 2 or 3 days. And then all of a sudden he just says, no, I don't want to eat that crap no more. Oh, yeah. I gotta have lunch, guys. Hey, y'all. I really think that chubby little kid, though, was all AI, because he just didn't look like the kind of kid that could play the way he was playing. It was some rock and roll song, man, and I mean, he was killing it. And I watched him, and that kid can't be that good. He can't be that good. You guys, I'm going to get out of here. If y'all want to come back tomorrow, I'll go live like around probably 11:30 again. I'm going to go live every day until I get some hours. Okay? But I'm going to get out of here, you guys. And I really do appreciate y'all coming and checking me out. And let's get together and talk about things tomorrow. Okay? Like always, I'm Robert. This is my signature thing, man. I'm out, guys. I gotta eat my corn dog. I'm gonna act like I'm at the fair. All right, guys, later. I'll see you later, man. Have a good day. Nice hanging with you too, brother. One of these days, I'm gonna go to Chicago and visit Mike. We're gonna jam out, man. We're gonna crank it up and jam it. All right, guys, later.